Yeah. I'd like to welcome everybody to my podcast. I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9. And what I want to talk about in today's podcast is long distance relationships. You know what I'm saying? You know, long distance relationships, you know, that is probably one of the toughest things to make work. You know what I mean? You can make it work, but you got to be in a situation where you meet somebody who really serious, somebody who is 100% honest on what they want. You got to, when you dealing with long distance relationships, you got to be able to trust each other. You know what I mean? Because you in one state and that other person's in another state. So there has to be trust, honesty, and commitment. You know what I'm saying? From the jump. You know what I'm saying? You got to be honest. And a lot of people like to play games. That's why a lot of people like long distance relationships, because they can play the most games. You know what I'm saying? While the other person could be serious and looking for love in a relationship and something to build with. A lot of people like the internet and internet dating so they can get away with more. Now I mean, and I'm gonna explain because I feel like the internet dating, it's the new way to date. Like people don't no longer do it where everybody's in the same city or town or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way people do it anymore, because you could be living in a city to where it's not it could be a city where it's not the best. It wouldn't be the best situation to date in. You know what I'm saying? And being from Buffalo, New York, you know what I mean? I just felt like personally, I didn't want to deal with the women in Buffalo, New York. And I know there's probably still some good women in Buffalo, New York. You know what I mean? I'm not, disrespecting them at all. But for me personally, on what I've been through dating women from Buffalo, New York, I no longer wanted to deal with women in my city. You know what I mean? So I was kind of happy that, internet dating kind of took off the way it did. You dig what I'm saying? And I was happy, you know what I'm saying, doing that. It took me a while to find my queen, which I finally did, but it took me a while to get to that point. You know what I mean? It still took me a while because, like I said, people use the online dating for, to hide what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get online and start, chopping up a conversation with somebody and lead them on, and they got a whole nother life. They can be married and all types of crap. They can have baby mother drama, you know what I mean, or vice versa, and won't tell the other person on the other end any of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think people should play games when it comes to internet dating. A lot of people like to play games. It's already bad enough, if you're dating in your own city and you don't really mess with the online dating, that you got to deal with that in your own city. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's women or men. And then you turn around and then people play games and people like to catfish online. Like, you got to be very careful, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you got to be very careful in this day and time. Like, know what I mean? A lot of dudes out there are thirsty and be searching for just a situation to get laid. You know what I mean? Because a lot of dudes don't know how to go up to women, and do it the way that we used to do it coming up back in the 80s and 90s. We used to have to go up to women and strike up a conversation and try to get their number and to see if they, like me personally, I always been a gentleman. So, you know what I'm saying? Still to this day. So, I would offer to, to go out for coffee, and see where her head is at. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to see where she's at mentally. You know what I mean? It's not about the physical for me. It's always about the mental first. You know what I mean? So, I got to deal with intelligent women. I can't deal with stupid women who don't have no intelligence, women I can't hold a conversation with. You know what I'm saying? So I never dealt with like women like blonde type women, like don't know what's going on, or you can't hold a conversation with. Um, I don't like women like that, man. A lot of dudes don't mind women like that because they can take advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? They can run game on them and all that. But I'm not with none of that. I'm not with running game and wasting people's time. I keep it 100. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I was single, I kept it 100. Like, I would tell women from the jump, like, I'm not looking for nothing. You know what I mean? If I wasn't looking for a relationship, I tell them up front, like, I'm not looking for a relationship and none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to hang out and chill or whatever, that's up to you. If you don't, that's cool too. Like, we've been friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never really tried to press the issue. I never really had to ever do that in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Spit game and all that stuff. I never really had to do that, man. I just kept it 100. You know what I mean? So, women never really got that vibe from me, like that thirsty vibe, or that old predator. Not, I guess you call it predator or whatever. Not predator, but the thirsty vibe. I've never been like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get down like that, that's cool. If you do, that's cool. But I'm not pressing it all like that. You know what I'm saying? And I always kept it 100. And that's what's wrong with people. People don't know how to tell the truth. Like, you don't know what a person might respond to if you tell the damn truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tell the truth. You never know what a person might say. She still might rock with you. You tell the truth. And that's what a lot of people don't do online, man. They be catfishing, you know what I'm saying? I see it all the time, man. Like, I don't think, was I ever catfished? No, I was never catfished. Like, you know what I mean? Thankfully, but I didn't really talk to a lot of women online like that, and really gave out my number like that. When I dated when I wanted to talk to somebody, always gave them a false number. Like, I never gave out my real number. Not unless once I found out you were cool enough to give my number. Like, I never gave out my real number ever online. I don't care if it's a chick or whatever. And chicks can be crazy too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Chicks can shoot guns and stab and all that too. Like, dudes be too thirsty, man. Like, know what I mean? But on long distance dating, you gotta have patience. Know what I mean? You gotta have patience, and you gotta have a job or something, because that could become expensive over time. You flying to her city and vice versa. You know what I mean? And then if you decide you want to take a trip together, it can become costly. You know what I'm saying? Flying back and forth. Not unless you get your tickets ahead of time, but still, even if you get the tickets ahead of time, it can still be costly. You know what I'm saying? But it could be worth it if you find the right person. That's what I say about long distance dating, online dating. It could be worth it if you find the right one. You know what I mean? And it just seemed like today, in these days and times, it's becoming tougher and tougher to find that right one in these days and times, because people are just different. You know what I mean? The women are stuck on the money mostly. Most of the women in America are stuck on the money. And the men are just, I don't know. A lot of the men, I don't know, man. I don't know. They just want to play games. Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just finding you a good woman, chilling the hell out and sitting your butt down somewhere, man. You know what I'm saying? The dudes today just want to go for what they see rather than what they hear from that woman. You know what I mean? They don't use their ears. They use their eyes. You know what I'm saying? And that's where people fail a lot of times in relationships. They use their eyes instead of their ears. You gotta feel out what a person is saying and how they saying it and what they saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a person's saying a bunch of nonsense, that's probably the type of person you don't want to deal with. You know what I mean? If a person not romantic or show you mad love, like, that's a person you probably don't want to deal with. And people don't take time to figure out who they dealing with. They just jump to the sack ASAP. And that's what it's all about. Just let's get to the bed. Like, there's no more chivalry, no more, you know what I mean? I believe a lot of it has to do with the music. know what I'm saying? Ever since they changed the frequency of the music, the stuff your grandparents used to listen to, from the 70s and the 80s and even the early 90s, once they changed that frequency to what it is today, back then the frequency was about love and about unity and about family and how much a person loved you. Now the frequency is drop it like it's hot. Let's get naked. Let me give you this D, and that's not what it's supposed to be about. You know what I'm saying? And the women are gold. A lot of women are gold digging. You know what I mean? And a lot of you women today walk right past a good man and won't give him the time of day, but will give a bum all the time in the world. A lot of these dudes don't even be worth your time, and you would give them all the time in the world. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And the men too. A lot of these women are not even worth your time, and you give them all the time in the world because they look good. You know what I'm saying? And it's got to be more to the person than looks, and that's what a lot of people be messing up at, man. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm like, people have their own preference or what they like, but a lot of people have been brainwashed to what preference they like. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing with a lot of men just liking the light-skinned women. You know what I'm saying? And if she not light with like long, like straight hair, then the guys don't want nothing to do with the women. Like, nobody wants to date a very dark and rich, a dark brown or dark woman. Like, I don't get that. Like, how come like dudes don't show them love? Like, you know what I'm saying? I think all women are beautiful. You know what I mean? And it's just like very, very melanated woman, dark like that. That's beautiful to me too. Like, why do everybody have to be in the same like cookie cutter, that cookie cutter look with who is Kanye West's ex-wife, man? Kim Kardashian, that Kim Kardashian look. Like, that's whack to me, man. That's whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody liking the same type of woman and every woman liking the same type of man. Like, where's the originality? Where's the if nobody's original, everybody likes the same thing. Everybody wears the same thing. You go to one state to another state, everybody's talking the same lingo. You know what I mean? It used to be a point in time that you knew who was from where. You know what I'm saying? By the way they talk. Now everybody look the same, dressed the same, just like bunch of like clones. But with dealing with long distance relationships, man, again, man, you have to find somebody that's honest and truthful and is serious. You know what I'm saying? If a person, only calls you at a certain time, then 9 times out of 10 they dealing with somebody in their city. You know what I mean? Because if you can get in touch with that person at any time and they pick up that phone, then 9 times out of 10 they're dealing with just you. But if you call and you can only get them at certain times, or only once a week, or you know what I mean, or they don't call you that often or don't call you at all, 9 times out of 10 they probably dealing with somebody else in that city, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody nearby. So I just hate that people get online and just waste another person's time who's actually truly looking for love, and they run across somebody who wants to scam them, probably take their money, or they already in a relationship or they're married and they're just playing games, man. And I don't like that when it comes to, I don't like the catfishing. I think everybody should be honest. I think that people in this day and time, the way things are, I think people should have to take a lie detector test before they can get an account with these dating apps. I think you should have to take a lie detector test, and that would cut a lot out of the BS. You know what I mean? Once you take the lie detector test, you're allowed to, join a dating site because that will cut out a lot of the BS of people lying. You know what I mean? Once you take the lie detector test, the person who you chat with can see the results of your lie detector test. Once you take the lie detector test, you can read her results and he can read your results and just find out if you're telling the truth or not. And once they found out, you're not telling the truth, you can move on. And then that way, you don't waste people's time. I think that just like Maury and all those shows, you gotta take a lie detector. That I think should have, in order to get a account with these dating sites, the real popular ones. Know what I mean? I think you should have to take like a online lie detector test, like a real deal, like some way. We got this technology now, so there's no excuse. Some way that you can take a lie detector test through your computer and you take the test, and you know what I'm saying, and then you can find out the results of each other, and that way you can find out if it would ask certain questions that would be very important to what you want to know. You know what I mean? So you take the test, and then once that person passes the test, then you're dealing with somebody who's really serious, and it will cut out a lot of the nonsense that goes online, because there's a lot of horror stories that go online too. You know what I'm saying? But that would cut out a lot of the BS that's going on today. You know what I mean? So but online dating long distance can be a positive thing in the beginning, because you're in a situation to where you found somebody, and then you can meet them, they can come to your city, or you can go to their city, or you can both go to each other's city and hang out. Only thing sucks about that person has to go back. Like, you know what I mean? But the beautiful thing about dating long distance is just like you get to miss that person. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not around all the time, so you get to miss them and think about them. And that'll make you, want to do something special for them if you're serious about them. You know what I mean? So, that's one of the positives about long distance online dating, is that you have a chance to miss that person. You know what I mean? But at the end, it's going to come to a point to where you either got to move to their city, or she's got to move to your city. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who has a better city, you'll probably end up moving to whoever city is prospering and where you have the best opportunities to win. You know what I'm saying? As a case in point, that's why I'm here in Tennessee, because Buffalo, even though it's on the way back up, it's still got a long way to go. Buffalo, New York is like 5 years behind, like probably everybody else. Maybe more. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe 10 years behind everybody else, as far as like development and opportunities and jobs, and not just jobs, like business opportunity. Like they're behind. Like, you know what I mean? They're behind. They're on the way back up, but they got a long way to go. You know what I'm saying? And there's just a lack of opportunities. And recently, I found out that that storm that hit this past. I was talking to my aunt. You know what I mean? And she was telling me, like, that storm hit, and back in December, and a lot of the stores on the east side of Buffalo, they're still closed because of that storm. You know what I'm saying? They still haven't opened those stores back up. They're still closed. So a lot of people don't have a way to get food and don't have vehicles. You know what I'm saying? So they got to go right across to the other side of town in order to get groceries and food and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not in Buffalo no more. And it's still snowing, man. You know what I mean? Like here in Tennessee, I had 2 minutes of snow, and that was it. And that's the first time in my life that I experienced that, because Buffalo, New York's winters are ridiculous. Like, know what I mean? They're crazy. Like, just the amount of snow that comes down in a short period of time is crazy. Like, you get 10, 20 inches of snow just like that in the blink of an eye, and you be like, where the hell did all this snow come from? You know what I mean? And then if you don't have a vehicle and you got to walk in that, and you got to get groceries in that, man, it's rough. That's why I was so happy they came up with the Instacart thing, and all these little apps that I don't know what I would have did. Well, I know what I would have did. What I did before the Instacart thing happened. I used to get on the bus with like bags and bags of groceries, man. You know what I'm saying? And walk my joints all the way to the crib. But overall, it can work. The long distance thing, it can work, but like I said, you have to meet the right person, and be careful. You know what I mean? Be careful. Got to do some background checks, on who you dealing with. You know what I mean? Do background checks, ladies. Do background checks. A lot of people don't do their due diligence when they dealing with men. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to do your background checks and make sure, that's the first step. You know what I mean? And then, just take your time. Don't rush nothing. Get the time to learn each other, understand each other, see who you're dealing with, and take it from there. No rush. Like, what is the rush? You know what I'm saying? There's no rush. Stop rushing, people. Rushing can get you hurt, because you could be dealing with somebody who's psycho, women and men. You know what I'm saying? I see it a lot of times in men. They get put in the dirt because of women too. Get taken out by women too. So you men too. You thinking it can't happen to you? It's gonna happen to you too. Men get abused just as well. Men lose their life because of women just as well. Dealing with women who are not mentally stable. So don't think just because you're a man and you stronger than her and all that. I mean, that don't mean nothing. Especially when you're dealing with somebody who's cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. That don't mean nothing. They got guns and knives out here, swords. They got, things you can put in people's drinks. Like, none sweet out here, man. You people better start slowing down, man. Especially in these days and times where people mentally are not stable. You see all this stuff going on, man. You know what I mean? Like, all this stuff going on, people should be chilling right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying, keep your life on hold, but, take it back a couple notches, people. You know what I mean? People want to still go out and go to the club and get drunk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that stuff is not even important at this point, man. You know what I mean? Right now, and I'm not a financial advisor or nothing like that, but right now you should be securing your finances, man. Stacking you up some bread. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the hell is going to go on with, the dollar and all that. They talking about pulling the plug on the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Inflation is through the roof. Man, people, you guys better get it together. The stuff you guys be, breaking your neck for and trying to, continue to party. I mean, what I be thinking about sometimes, what are people partying about? What are people going to the club for? I don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. Like, stuff is crumbling around you and you want to go out to the club and get drunk. Like, that's going to make things better in your life, getting drunk and high, and you know what I'm saying, and just I'm not saying stop your life, but you got to deal with reality too. Like, it's real out here. That's what I'm saying. Be careful. People setting people up. You know what I'm saying? People getting kidnapped. People being followed from the store. Just a recent, I seen a story of a young lady who went to the Dollar Tree, and this guy was following the Dollar Tree. You know what I'm saying? Things got real, so she seen these two brothers like, listen, can you help me? Like, this guy is following me, this, that, and the third. And the two brothers looked over at the guy, you know what I'm saying, see what was going on, and they had to walk her to the car, follow her home so she good. Like, that's how real it is out here, ladies. And you guys just be, man, you guys have no clue, man. You know what I'm saying? You guys have no clue. You women don't understand, like, if things hit the fan, you're the first going to get attacked. Because physically, you're the weakest. Not unless you're in some MMA or you're a bodybuilder, like, but physically off rip, you're the weakest. So you're the first that is going to get attacked if stuff hit the fan. So you gotta realize and understand that. You know what I'm saying? You guys need to know your surroundings a lot better, man. You guys be out shopping and just don't be looking around. You know what I'm saying? Don't look behind you. You don't look in your mirror and see if anybody's following you. You just be out, all in your phone. I'm just like, a lot of people would do that too. Be all in their phone, you know what I mean? And not paying attention to their surroundings. A lot of people do that, man, to be in their phone like that. I be trying to tell the youth, like, stop being in your phone while you walking down the street. You know what I mean? I'll give you a prime example. Me and my queen, we went out walking one night, and It was like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. So I said, let's go for a walk. It was a nice night. So we walking, and on our way back home, long story short, I said, all right, baby, let's cross the street and let's go against traffic. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go with. And she was like, why we got to cross the street? Like, how come we can't just stay on this side? See what I mean? I was like, because at night, you don't want to walk with traffic, because somebody can pull up beside you, you know what I mean? Pull up beside you and, jump out the vehicle, and you won't even know. You won't have time to react. But if you walk against traffic, you can see the traffic coming in ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? In order for somebody to come and from the other side of the street, and they have to make a U-turn, and then, you know what I mean? This way, if you see a car coming, you can get prepared on, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I always got something, you know what I'm saying? Always ready and prepared, man. Got to, especially you born and raised from Buffalo, New York, man. You know what I mean? I'm not saying my city is the most dangerous and all that, but it's real up there, and then that's why a lot of cats from the city don't understand. They be coming to upstate New York thinking, you know what I mean, like it's roses and all that. And not in upstate New York, not in Buffalo, man, because it's a poor city, and that's what they don't understand. A lot of cats come to Buffalo thinking it's sweet, and they trying to do they want to, but it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that at all. It's a poor city, and people are starving. They don't care where you from. You can get it. And not like I said, I'm not saying like my city is the roughest and all that, but it wasn't the easiest either. You know what I mean? It wasn't the easiest either. Not only that, you have to deal with crime and all that, and the weather is crazy. All that snow. You know what I'm saying? That alone could be depressing as hell. All that snow, man. Getting 20, 30, 40 inches of snow some years. That band of snow coming, that lake effect snow coming running across the city, man. End up getting 50 inches, 40 inches, something crazy, like get buried in all that. Then you got to shovel yourself out. Like, it can be depressing at times. You know what I mean? You got to deal with that and the crime in certain areas. It's not all the city, but certain areas, like any other city, you got to be on your 1-2. You got to be on point. Like, you got to know where you at. You know what I'm saying? You got to have, you know what I'm saying? Got to have that. You know what I mean? And I'm licensed to carry, so, but that's not the end all answer. Like, you can still lose your life. You know what I'm saying? But, just be careful. When you dating online, people, be careful. You know what I'm saying? It can work. Long distance relationships can work, definitely. You know what I'm saying? But you got to find the one who's serious and honest and truthful. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think people should take a lie detector test. That way it cut up all the BS. Because people like the BS. You know what I mean? But, if you find that person who's serious, then yeah, it's a go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you got to do to make that work, where you can be together and do your thing, do your 1-2. You know what I'm saying? Do that. It can work. You know what I mean? You got the same like minds. You got the same goals in mind. You want the same things out of life. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that opportunity pass by. And people do that too. They let the opportunity of being with a good person pass by. A lot of you men do that. A lot of you men be dogging out good women, you know what I'm saying, for the little fling or whatever. And it's not even, and you realize it wasn't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? And the fling was the one that gave you the headache, and the good woman was the one that's going to be there by your side. And vice versa. Women do it too. You know what I'm saying? They'll have a good man and they'll go for the fling, the guy at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Who's been, he's in good shape or whatever at the gym, or he just got out of jail. He's got the jail body, and, he got a good man at home, hold everything down. You know what I'm saying? But she wants the jailbird. You know what I'm saying? It's in and out of jail, whatever. You know what I mean? Just, people selfish, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, good people want to be selfish. You know what I'm saying? But, if you find something real, and it's online, it's real is real. Yo, do that. You know what I mean? But if it make sure it's real, do your due diligence, do your research on that person, take your time, study them, study their moves, where they talk, what they saying, how they saying it. You know what I mean? And you be alright. But yo, that's my take, guys. Thank you everybody for tuning in to my podcast. You know what I'm saying? Please share this with everybody, man. You know what I mean? If you think this can be helpful to somebody, share it with them. You know what I'm saying? But that's my take. I'm your gracious host, Jupiter 9, and I just want to say peace and love to everybody. Take care. One. Aye!